Does ocean water ever actually touch the Earth's molten core, or is there a terrifying barrier blocking the way? Have you ever stared at the ocean and wondered, if the sea keeps leaking down, does it ever slap directly against the Earth's burning hot core? You think you know deep? You know nothing. The absolute deepest point on the surface of this planet is the Mariana Trench, a crescent-shaped scar in the Pacific Ocean crust that plunges nearly 11 kilometers down into pitch-black darkness. The depth is so extreme that if you flipped Mount Everest upside down, its peak would still be covered by over 2 kilometers of seawater. Down here, the water pressure is an absurd 1,000 atmospheres. That is equivalent to having a massive elephant stand on every single square inch of your body. Humanity has sent over 600 people into outer space, but fewer than 30 people have ever descended to the deepest trench on Earth. The first were Don Walsh and Jacques Piccard in 1960, inside a massive steel bath escape with tiny, thick windows that cracked under the pressure. Later, filmmaker James Cameron made a solo dive in a vertical torpedo-shaped sub he helped design, describing the bottom as a bleak lunar landscape. And what did they find living down there where science said life was impossible? They found life that makes your nightmares look cute. We are talking about translucent ghost fish with no scales and massive heads, giant single-celled amoebas that look like xenomorph slime, and amphipods that resemble mutated, oversized pale shrimp. There was no sunlight, no plants, just an endless rain of organic marine snow drifting down from above, which is literally the decaying poop and carcasses of surface animals. This is the absolute baseline of the global ocean, a dark, cold, high-pressure graveyard. But this isn't where the story ends. What happens if ocean water keeps leaking deeper through massive tectonic cracks, subduction zones, and giant fissures beneath the seabed? Does it eventually touch a molten ball of liquid iron at the Earth's core, or does the planet stop it cold? If seawater tried to take a direct plunge down toward the center, it would hit a giant wall made of thermodynamics and brute physical pressure. Right beneath the crust lies the mantle, thousands of kilometers of incredibly dense rock. As water travels down through deep cracks, the heat spikes rapidly. By the time water sinks just 10 to 15 kilometers below the seafloor, temperatures cross 400 degrees Celsius and pressure rockets. At this precise boundary, liquid water ceases to exist. It transforms into a supercritical fluid. This strange substance has the density of a liquid but the flow of a gas, aggressively dissolving minerals and melting anything it touches. Instead of flowing downward like a river to the core, this superheated, supercritical water gets blasted violently back up toward the seabed through hydrothermal vents, creating alien ecosystems of giant tube worms and blind shrimp in the deep ocean. Physics itself slams the door shut.